What's going on, gamers? I'm curious to see DreamcastGuy's Borderlands 4 review. As you guys know, I love the Borderlands series. I 100% every game except Tiny Tina because the game was garbage. We got it right here. We're ready. Right on Steam. You guys want to play? Hit me up. I know some friends who want to play. I'm looking forward to it. Make sure to get the new NVIDIA drivers. They're out. Got those. Let's take a look at this review. According to DreamcastGuy, this is the best Borderlands since 2, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. I was hoping that. We see the 84 meta, by the way, if you guys haven't checked it out. Just go right to there. Metacritic. It's right up here. 84 meta, which I'm happy about. I was just scared it would get underneath 80. My prediction was 82 to 86, hoping for 83 to 87. It hit in the mark that I needed, and I'm okay with that. So, we ready? Let's get into this. Like, comment, subscribe. Here we go.
Hey there, gamers. DreamcastGuy here. And today we're talking about Borderlands 4 because I was actually wrong about this game because I've been keeping a close track on the trailers, the features, the reveals, the long gameplay segments they've been posting. And for the most part, I'll admit that a lot of what they've been displaying of Borderlands 4 didn't exactly look fantastic. It seemed fine. It just seemed like Borderlands 3.5. When that's
Looks
not
way
the
better on
case,
PC.
this might be the best Borderlands since Borderlands 2. And I say that after having played quite a bit of this. Now, I'm not going to put a score at the end of this video like I typically do because the one thing I haven't had a chance to test is the end game. The best part...
Keep in mind, too, Unreal Engine 5, guys, just to let you know. Yep.
Part of any Borderlands game is after you finish the main story, that's when the game really unlocks. You get extra difficulty levels and gun customization and extra stuff to keep you playing for hundreds and hundreds of hours after the 30-hour main story is complete. So I wanted to talk about this though because I do have some thoughts. This is the most serious, dark, unfunny game. And in a lot of ways, even though this sort of abandons a lot of the critiques of classic Borderlands, I think it's grown to be better than the originals, in a way. But let me explain, because I probably sound like a lunatic. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please, give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's start with what this game is about, because one of the weirdest things about Borderlands 4 is that this one is completely open world, and it's the first game not to take place on Pandora. All the other games, Borderlands 1, 2, 3, they all took place on a singular planet, a prison planet, essentially, where people were trying to open this giant mysterious vault, going against psychos and monsters and aliens and other vault hunters. But this game, it's different because now we're on this planet called Kairos. Now, Kairos is actually extremely cool, way cooler than I ever thought it was actually going to be. So this is a planet that has been fully cloaked for hundreds of years. It's completely invisible. The only people that end up on it are the people that accidentally crash land on it. But the people who end up here, essentially, there is this ageless, unkillable, ancient guy called the Timekeeper. And he's not called that because of time travel powers. He's called that because he literally just keeps you there for all of time. Now, what he does is anybody who lands here, he puts a chip in your neck called the Bolt that lets you basically be mind-controlled, tracked, anything like that. Everybody on the planet has two options. Be a servant of the Timekeeper or rip your Bolt out, immediately lose your mind, and basically join the psychos, right? Well, our main character, she gets captured. Well, you can choose one of 4 main characters. They're all actually pretty good, too. There's Raph.
Yeah, I already started him and I made him just to get him ready. I'm right at the beginning to play because I know some people that want to play with me. I will be definitely playing her. I love the Siren too. I may do all 4 like I do on all Borderlands. So, yeah, they seem like they're all fun. But you know me, I'm starting right off, right here. That's my dude.
He's an exo-soldier, a dude with all sorts of like mecha abilities and stuff. There's Harlow, the Graviter. This person actually has different gravity abilities that are pretty dang cool. Amon, the Forge Knight. He's basically a barbarian. And then my personal favorite, Vex, the Siren. Now, every Borderlands game has a Siren. Sirens are people that basically have a special style of like unique, universal magic abilities. But in this case, this Siren, she's essentially a necromancer. Now, as a person with literally a giant necromancer tattoo, I loved this character. But your character gets a special bot that basically now is able to block the mind control powers. So you're on the planet, you're not crazy, but you are still technically bolted. So the goal is you join the resistance, and now your goal is to try and find 3 big bolts, 3 big commander key cards essentially, so you can get access to the Tower of the Timekeeper and kill him. What this means is that the entirety of the game, they give you full roam. Like 2 or 3 hours into the game, they just set you loose. They give you a car you can instantly summon at any time. They give you a grapple hook that lets you just climb pretty much anything with a mounting point. They give you a hover vest thing so you can actually fly from location to location a little bit. And then they just say, okay, here's all the bosses. Do them in any order you want. From what I've seen...
Oh, creative freedom. I like that. That's pretty cool. I just had a feeling that with Borderlands 4, it's gonna be better than 3. And everything that I'm reading, everybody's saying it's better than 3, and it's the best one since 2, and I will take that. That's what I want. I just loved 1 and 2 so much time into them. You have no idea. So I'm liking what he's saying. I'm looking forward to getting into it. Obviously, we want some entertainment here. Got some good background music. You know, all the good stuff going. I'll be playing this online. Like I said, I have it on PC. Crossplay's on. I'm willing to play with people, have a good time. Let me know, guys.
Every level actually levels with you. Every zone is always perfectly tuned to your difficulty. Okay. Now, the reason I like this so much is that it really just actually did something I never thought possible, which is that all the other Borderlands games were very contained zones, and they're fun, they're beautiful, they're great, but honestly, having it be so big, it feels so different. Back in the day, you could go to the hundreds of individual little battle arenas that were in the Borderlands games, but you had to fast travel. You'd walk up to a computer and teleport from area to area. Now, there is still fast travel, but it feels different to drive to it, to climb to it, to fly to it, and actually cruise up to see the ecosystem around it, to see the different biomes, from the deserts to the frozen wastes to the greenery of the Fairlands. But what I like the most is that, honestly, this open world feel also means there's constant side quests everywhere. People that need help, hidden dungeons, extra people that were actually born on this planet. And this brings me to something else about the game. This game is definitely not funny in the way the other Borderlands games were. I think one of the things that kind of helped Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1 be so incredibly popular is the ridiculous humor. Stuff like...
It was amazing. The capitalist humor, how they would do it, I mean, it was top tier. That's why they deserve their 90 plus metas. But this game definitely is an 85 plus meta type of game, you know what I mean? It needs more optimizations too as well, because I was doing tests with the Unreal Engine. You know how that shit works. I still have my setup though, where I'm getting 85, 95 frames per second, but I'm doing a 1200p setup, but it's a nice setup that I like with upscaling, and it's working very well for me.
But Stallion and a lot of the trash talk by Handsome Jack, it made it where not only was the gunplay fun, but the characters were iconic. They're quotable, they're ridiculous. Tiny Tina blowing up psychos and stuff. It worked because it was so absurd. And I think that in a lot of ways, what made a lot of people hate Borderlands 3, I always thought the combat in Borderlands 3 was fun, but the story was awful. They killed basically every beloved character for absolutely no reason.
And in Borderlands 2 and 1, you always had this, feeling where you could just go back and play as many times as you want on multiple characters with all the new game pluses, and then go to the other character and do it with all the characters and do the DLCs like that. It was good like that. You never got bored of it. Some reason with 3, I loved everything that I went through, but I only wanted to do it once, and I beat all the DLCs and everything, and I just didn't want to go back. Something was missing of it, some soul. And I was hoping that spark would return in 4. Other than that, 3 was enjoyable, but Tiny Tina, oh my god. That's just not...
Recent in Borderlands 3. Borderlands 4, being a big reset, is also a tonal reset. There are funny side quests. I did encounter silly stuff on the side, but for the most part, the characters kind of acknowledge that while there are still jokes, the main campaign is kind of dark, especially comparing it to the other games. The Timekeeper is a manipulative lunatic who has ruled this planet for centuries. I mean, he is a truly evil being, and they treat him as such. I like that. There is still silly trash talk. There are still bosses that just appear out of nowhere with a hologram to just say stupid taunts. But I like the fact that, honestly, a more serious tone for this, in my opinion, does work. I do still think there's too much talking. That was a problem I had when I beat Tiny Tina's, the new Tiny Tina game. I still feel like that had way too much talking. This has the same problem, which is that a lot of times, even if people are explaining good lore or they are trying to do something, a lot of the side quests especially, they will literally not let you do anything until they're done talking. Even if you try to walk away, they'll call you on the phone to finish their speech.
That's kind of funny.
I do wish there was a skip dialogue option, which I know is very disrespectful to the writers of this game, but sometimes the rambly quips about, oh man, they crushed my chrysanthemums. There was a guy who just literally, his whole bit is he repeatedly talks about his chrysanthemums. I'm mispronouncing the flower because he stupidly mispronounces it as well. Those jokes, it's not only that they're not funny, but a lot of times because the combat is so fun, I want to get back to the looting and the shooting. If you've never played Borderlands, what these games do best is honestly the constant escalating gear. You're shooting people, you're getting a new purple. You have a crazy epic gun with wild stats and different brands and different scopes and abilities that make you constantly want to chase that new big upgrade, whether it is your passives, your shields, your grenades. I like the fact that there's so much to want to chase. Now, this is the thing I haven't had a chance to mess with yet. After you beat the game, you unlock different customizations. You can actually swap out parts of it. I haven't had a chance to mess with that much yet, which is why I'm excited. Even after having played so much, I want to play so much more of this. Now that the game, I think, is technically out as I record this, I think it's about to come out. Let's talk a bit more about that gunplay and specifically why Vex is such a fun character. What's always been great.
Yeah, I agree with him. That's the thing. Borderlands literally created a phenomenon with shooters during a time where you needed something more than just a gun and, you know, basic stats. They combined an RPG aspect to it along with the development and created in-game and online worlds in it. It was just very nice to add that into video games, and that combination became very popular. Even Destiny and other games used it. Not that they could be the first one to do that, but they created a phenomenon with that. And yeah, I mean, still to this day, you always want more of that. Never get enough of it.
About the looting and shooting in Borderlands 4, in my opinion, is the chaotic nature of it. So many different monsters, so many different psychos, so many different people that are customized or mutilated, people that are half mech or have distorted super arms so they can uppercut you to the moon. I like the fact that, honestly, this still has that classic vibe of ridiculous, fun, addictive combat, but I think the new guns make it feel even better. So Everything in this game is randomized. It's procedurally generated. Like, the map is static, but like the guns you get every time you kill stuff, they just have a chance to drop incredibly powerful weapons. But the bonuses on those weapons being totally randomized is so addictive. There's different brands. Some brands, there would be like some guns that when you reload it, you can throw it and it becomes a homing missile that explodes. At one point, I got a sniper rifle where if I crit somebody, essentially if I shot them in the head, the bullet would ricochet off and hit somebody else. Do you know how fun it is to have a sniper rifle that does not one, but two separate headshots? This game is so incredibly fun. It made it where I kept just wanting to try everything, every assault rifle, every shotgun, every submachine gun, every brand. I like the fact that, honestly, the new stuff feels almost even better than the old stuff. It's a constant refinement.
That's what I was hoping for, refreshing gunplay and, you know, exploration depth, a better story, good online, all that. We're getting all that, and we see this here, don't we, y'all? And that's what I wanted for Borderlands. Like I said, they always added such depth and funness to guns and made them way more fun and varied. So now we have that. I'm happy with what I see. I was a little bit worried. I'm pretty sure there were some people that were on the fence too. We weren't getting the reviews early, but everything we see here seems to be pretty good. DreamcastGuy's had a lot of fun, and he had the game for a while. So like I said, I have it. I'm looking forward to playing it soon. Let me know what you guys think. Let's see what he has to say right here to finish this off.
Of what makes Borderlands so dang fun. But let's talk about Vex specifically. So, one of the things they've talked about in this game is that they're trying to make it more replayable than some of the other Borderlands games have been. But I just played Vex. I love her talent tree a lot because she has different talent trees where, since her ability is basically summoning monsters, you get a chance to choose different trees that have different abilities, whether it is a cat that can actually make you have health regeneration. My personal favorite was the Spectres and Reapers. I basically can make shadow clones of myself that will actually copy my elemental abilities. And this was great because not only did my Spectres feel incredibly
Sirens have always been broken. Is this anything new in Borderlands, y'all?
strong, when I get out a sniper rifle and they're sniping right alongside with me, that's fun, but they copy your elemental types, which is such a crucial, great design choice. So every gun has a different elemental type to it, and they all have a different purpose. Electricity is good for shooting mechs. Some things like acid is really good for melting armor. Some things like fire. Fire is, of course, very good against flesh. And I like the fact that a lot of times I could switch to a particular elemental weapon, summon my minions, and have them do extra damage against a boss. And on some of these bosses that are incredibly hard, if you've played any Borderlands, I'm sure you know there are a lot of tough bosses, you can also refight bosses, which makes them even freaking harder. It instantly feels like there is a reward for paying attention, for actually trying your hardest. I like this game a lot. I have to say that my two main problems with this game is one, my two main problems with this game is one, I do think that there's still just so much humor that even when they are trying to be silly, I just don't think it works. I almost feel like those jokes back in the day, the older Borderlands games, I still think they're funny, but I just feel like that style of humor doesn't exist anymore. Just cramming jokes down your throat the way those old games did, that definitely didn't work in 3.
Yeah, they lost our talent with that. I don't think they have the same team with that. So we get the idea here. Everything else is really good. But it sucks if the humor is mid, because that is a big thing with this game. But other than that, this is a good review. It gives me an inside look into, what I could have been worried about, and that's pretty much all gone. But I had a good feeling. I'm just glad that everything ended up working out the way they did. So let me know what you guys think about this. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Enjoy the background music.